Rock Mambo 106.8 FM. Rock Mambo. Listen to Rock Mambo FM. Rock Mambo FM. Rock Mambo. Rock Mambo. We take away your boredom. We take away your boredom. It will give you a smile. It will give you a smile. You will smile all over. You will smile all over. It will give you laughter. It will give you laughter. We laugh all over. We laugh all over. Eno ye Rock Mambo. Eno ye Rock Mambo. Ekube muziki. Ekube muziki. Ekutu sake bibia. Ekutu sake bibia. Urijo.
Listening to Rock FM, thank you so much, dear listener, and welcome aboard. Like we earlier communicated, we have guests from Women of Uganda Network in the studios. We'll be discussing an important project, and they will be, of course, also seeking your participation on our lines 0200 906 266 and 0454 445544. You can also send us a message for comments or questions or concerns. You type Rock FM, you leave a space, type your message, and send to 6868. You remember to indicate your names and where you are. Better still, if you can access Facebook, you get to our Facebook page, you type Sunset Show. Definitely you post your message or comment, we'll get it right here. Then you can also see on Facebook, we can type Rock Mambo 106.8 FM. We'll still get your message right here. Peterson is my name. Up to 8 p.m. we are here discussing a project promoting and strengthening citizen participation to demand accountability and transparency in public service delivery using ICTs. This is a second discussion. Last time we had, of course, a number of issues we discussed. The guests in the studios, they will definitely say hi, and then they will tell us their names and what they do in Women of Uganda Network.
Hello listeners, I'm called Brenda Otika. I work with Women of Uganda Network as the program manager in charge of rural projects. I'm Agnes. I work with WOUGNET as a project officer, Eastern Region.
Ani Longani Uchieng John Peter, Atio Paka voluntary social accountability committee member, Malwala Parish, Meloka Malwala Gombla Mulanda.
Thank you so much. Brenda, Women of Uganda Network. Now when you say women, of course we again hearing a man. Who are you? Where are you located? What do you do? And why are we again hearing a man in the Women of Uganda Network? Women of Uganda Network?
Yes, Women of Uganda Network is a legally registered NGO which was formed in May 2000 by so many women organizations in Uganda to develop the use of information and communication technologies among women as tools to share information and address issues collectively. Our vision is to have a society in which women are empowered through the use of information and communication technologies for sustainable development. And our mission is to promote and support the use of information and communication technologies by women and women organizations in Uganda so that they are able to take advantage of the opportunities presented by information and communication technologies to effectively address national and local problems of sustainable national development. You notice that in our communities, women have lagged behind for so long, such that when you go to our homes, you'll find that in some places, men still dominate the radios. When they are going out of their home, they carry their radios and go with them. When we look at the mobile phones, we shall find that many men own mobile phones, such that when their wives want to communicate, they have to seek for permission from their husbands in order to use the phones, of which at times it's even challenging for them to use these mobile phones. But with the development in technologies, we felt that women could also take the opportunities provided by these information and communication technologies so that they are able to address issues of development in their communities. As WOUGNET, we have three main program areas through which we work. The first one is information sharing and networking, and the purpose of this program area is mainly to enable women both in rural and urban areas and the youth to access information and also to share their experiences for purposes of improving the qualities of their lives. And the ways through which we share this information is through various channels. We have channels that need to have that are connected to internet, and then we have channels that do not need internet. Channels that do not use internet is we have information centers that we have established in the different regions or areas where we are working. In Tororo here, we have Tororo Information Center, which I believe my colleague Agnes will direct the listeners where it is. You can freely walk in and inquire about any information that you need to know, and then our staff will give you the necessary information. And for those that they are unable to respond to, they can link up with the different duty bearers or officers that can give them that information. And then through online platforms, we have social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Skype, website, that those who are able to access can actually log onto our website and get information. They can follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and they are up to date about what the organization is doing. And we encourage the youth to join us. We encourage our mothers to have their skills enhanced so that they are able to keep on track with what is happening. We also have radio programs which we use to disseminate information about our different projects to the wider community, to the wider listeners. We also have print materials that we give out, such as brochures, newsletters, posters, that they are able to read and understand what we are doing. And also we use them to share our achievements and the challenges under the different projects we are implementing. The other program area is technical support, which aims at supporting women organizations to access, to use, and to apply information and communication technologies in addressing their development problems. Here, we offer some basic ICT tools to the communities, such as mobile phones, such as digital cameras, so that they are able to use them to improve service delivery, that is for the project on governance, and also for programs on agriculture. We use those tools to share information, to share prices, to share market opportunities with our farmers so that they are able to be up to date and are not cheated by the middlemen. And then we have the third program area, which is the last, that is gender and ICT policy advocacy, and its aim is to build the capacity of the network members to effectively influence the formulation and implementation of gender-sensitive ICT policies and programs. We notice that there are so many programs and projects and policies in place, but we want these programs, policies, and projects to benefit all the members of the community. Those are men, women, and the youth effectively. Our moderator asked me why we are Women of Uganda Network, but we have a man in the studio with us. Yes, at first we were selfish and we mainly focused on using women only, working with women only. But we realized that in most of these offices, in the community, we have to be representative enough. That was how we brought men on board. However, even if we have men on board, we have a higher number assigned to women, and then the men cover, it's a ratio of 70 to 30%. The women take the 70% and the men take the 30%. That's
Thank you.
Women of Uganda Network.
Thank you so much, Brenda. Let me get to Agnes. We look at, of course, the project, briefly promoting and strengthening citizen participation to demand accountability and transparency in public service delivery using ICTs. Just briefly, what the project is all about there before we get to the objectives, and then we'll also be getting a translation of that in Japadola, and the reason is probably first give us the reason why we'll be using Japadola only, not also Ateso, because that one a question will come. Why?
Yeah, I think thank you so much, moderator. First of all, to answer that question right away is because in Tororo, the project we are implementing is in West Budama, South and North. It's not in Tororo County. That's the unfortunate bit. So we have the Japadola instead. Otherwise, if it was also in Tororo County, would have brought in somebody.
All right. Okay. So, dear listener, hope you understand that. I know the concern will come, but we hope you understand that. All right, Agnes, briefly about the project.
Yeah. The project we're implementing in Eastern Uganda is just one of the projects of WOUGNET. Like Brenda already explained what WOUGNET is all about. It's just part of the program area, and it so much focuses on ICT and policy advocacy. So it is a governance project, and like the name states, that's promoting, strengthening citizens' participation to demand accountability and transparency in public service delivery using ICTs. Indeed, the project is about improving governance to improve service delivery in the communities. And why we came here is because there are so many issues of corruption and poor service delivery and so forth. So we are just trying to address that matter, especially ways of reducing corruption in poor service delivery.
Okay, thank you so much there. Yes, let's get, of course, to so you tell us briefly about the project in Japadola.
Japadola wanani studio ka pakanene bucheko winjo wa atonga mawani ma kelorwene kiliye some mama ka record programme wa mito ni weni yangi kuongi atonga ma project rangro wani yadech mawan wa mito lwen kode gima iluongo ni kani adieri ngoye iji government ko wodo chan pere moro idierwan jumathot wong wadwan ma jotelo luto chigi gene iye jokinyal nyuto wana dieri jokinyali timo gima mitere paka government mito via meno project me owuok kamaler munyo training aji kingema wanyalo bino idier win giniang win giratima akapa an miluka malwala aparo ni wichiko nenani kage kacha.
Thank you so much there, Mr. John Peter Ocheng. Now, Agnes, let's look at the activities, the objectives of this project.
Yeah, we shall not go so much in the depth about objectives, but we have the main objectives, which are three. And first of all, the first objective talks about awareness. So our first objective is to make sure that the community is aware of the need to have good governance and effective service delivery. In other words, we have service delivery going on, but some people even don't know whether they need the good one or it's about just accepting what comes up. So we have taken up that responsibility of ensuring that the community know they need to have good governance, and they need to know that we have good service delivery in whatever we receive as beneficiaries down there. So basically that's what we do. Like she already explained, under information sharing, we make sure that whatever people need as information is given to them about good governance, about effective service delivery, about poor service delivery, about corruption, about how to fight it, about how to do anything so that there's improved service delivery. Secondly, we have the objective, since we said we are using ICT as a project, our approach there is to ensure that the capacity of the people we involve is strengthened or built so that they're able to apply ICT in monitoring service delivery. So that's the other bit, is we ensure that we pick a few people whom we can work with. Like he said, is a volunteer social accountability committee member. Those are the people we work with down there. They are 15 in number. So pick that category of people. Then also pick other community leaders, right from LC1 up to the district, and we do capacity building on the use of ICTs in monitoring service delivery. So we ensure that they know how to use a phone, for example, to send a message. We ensure that they know how to use a camera. We ensure that they know how to use a computer, how to open up internet and email, type, and submit any information they wish to share with the rest of the world about poor service delivery, about how they feel it should be addressed, about who should address it. It's just that's about that, just the capacity to use ICTs in monitoring poor service delivery or service delivery in general, with the intention to fight corruption. The third one is about documentation and dissemination. So our objective again is to ensure that whatever we get close to, when I say we mean even us and the community, because it's the community that implements the project on our behalf. Ours is just to ensure that they have the capacity to do it. So when we collect the information, we ensure that we document it. As we document it, we use again ICTs. You may document in paper, but again ensure that it's in the phone, again it is in the laptop, again it is wherever, it is at the internet or wherever, Twitter and so forth, social medias of all kinds, we put there. So now, as we document, we ensure that there's dissemination to the people who are supposed to receive that part of information. Or, at the same time, we share it with anybody within the community. For example, we start sharing with the leaders and also the community members themselves. Now, with the leaders, we make sure that we share the information in terms of reporting so that they are able to address the issue. So those are the key objective areas of the project that we are implementing in Tororo, the governance project.
All right, thank you. So, but maybe to break it more down, when we say service delivery, monitoring, service delivery, which services are we talking about?
The public.
And then just break them, give us clear examples there that the works that are going on. Of course, already the project is underway. Now, like of course roads, how you monitor? How do you monitor the roads? Because we say service delivery. Someone wonders service delivery from who?
Okay, it was going to come under activities, but then we can address it at the same time. Now, first of all, let us get this clarification. We are monitoring sectors, different sectors, and we start with agriculture, education, health, water and sanitation, public infrastructure, and there are 6 in number. So, under the different sectors, we monitor projects under those different sectors. It could be a government project, could be a private project, but as long as it's within those sectors, we ensure that we look at it whether it's the right way done or not. So for instance, let's take an example of a health center that's under health. We have our community members, the 15 down there in the parishes where we operate. We've not talked about the coverage, but I can mention it. We are in Mulanda and Nagongara, and we are in 3 parishes in both of them. Now, for example, if we went to Katajula Health Center too, we try to see whether there's quality of services. First of all, do people come in time and they are attended to well? Then we look at the physical structure. Is the health center in the good shape? Is it leaking or not? Are the toilets clean or not? And as we get whatever we get there, we get the one which we are concerned in, the one we are not happy about. For example, if there's late coming, of course we record. If people don't give out drugs, we record. If the health center is leaking, we record. If the toilets are dirty, we record. Now we go to the health management committee. After that, we ask them to address the issue. If they don't address it, then we are taking them at the sub-county council. Of course, there we have the secretary for health, education and health and so forth, works. And so the different sectors go like that. And if it is not addressed, we are moving it up to the district. That's how we do it.
Okay.
Until it is addressed.
With intentions of fighting corruption.
Yes.
That means people losing jobs.
I don't think so, because what we really look at is, as soon as there's a poor service delivery, there should be a corruption system there. Yes. Whether you like it or not, what causes poor service delivery is corruption. Okay. Though we don't want to mention it because people don't want to hear, we also keep quiet. But as long as we are doing our work, we are fighting corruption. Okay.
So women are using ICTs. Now, of course, I don't want to go to the challenges there, but well, we shall come to that in this project. But let me get to Mr. John Peter. We are talking with, we've been, of course, listening for a while there, but the objectives of this project, and I want you to put it clear that people down there understand it clearly, that maybe this is going to benefit them. We have, of course, a challenge. I didn't want to come to challenges where if a road is being constructed, they said that is a government money.
Yeah.
You go to the hospital, there may be health workers packing away drugs.
Yeah.
Those 7 is drugs. Then why are you concerned?
Yeah.
Someone will wonder, why should women begin leave their homes with phones, cameras, that they are monitoring a road being constructed, they are photographing? Don't you have work to do? That will be the first question. Someone will ask you,
women, it is men and women
in the village. Someone will ask you down there, don't you have work to do? That you're on the road monitoring.
Yeah, thank you. For us, wajaduongi moderator. Atonga maduongi ma project me ma program me ma miyonge mutire re wani yupin yuchien koro kange me kawa miyoji waluo chan meno ma program me otieko keto yo wange monyo fonjo wani germa choro ngeyo makagi kacha munyo kawatimo gime kinyuto ni kani wani wanyalo miyo dhano moro je ruenyo tich to bende paka watieko wacho ni kani walwenyo kodi wero miyo ng'iyo motire kosa wuok lero gima government wodhoro wani makonyo wani yuchalo koro kosa yupecho koro meno nyo wamiya miye ng'eyo maber ni jono meno ma joni tie chalno kawaneno paka duolero kawakete duolero mawani oget maber roman jotich jobedo jo imiyo staff manitie manyalo romo to sawa ma jotich medo kedhi duolero inwango ni jotuojo nyalo bedo kenyo jokumo kenyo ongoye dhano mafodi uneno idwalero paka jamlerwa mena miwango ni wani tich mawani menyo koro government nyalo miyo kony mageto kosa skulu tinwango ni skulu kifoma ruwo simit ingeri motire tiruwo makichar tinwango ni ot bare mafod kutero kada kongo kada ni menu je achechele kuom gik piny ma program me menyo aka diro wan timo ichalo koro to kada menu kapod waka timo wanwango ni keni wachoko waripo choko jimawani wami jung'eyo inyalo nwango wan ka wawuotho kada gi kamera wamako picha magi piny machalo kaka meno agima program me timo rwani yutaun kume ka wabino ifunjrok mere ng'ei wanyalo ting'o gino meno ma kinaneni rok wuoki chalo koro gi town ka wami ng'eyo mere minyo ka watieko nenrok kod juma jotelo wan yukoro koro bende alosis jonitie ma joripo konyo wan gi menyo gik piny matimere me tie teko makachiel inwango roi ni onyekere meno dia tich ma programe nitie ne ma training ye wan timo onyo ka wabino to wa tundo bothini oire wakwayo ni mi wani lero magima otimere kosa gima utieko timero kosa gima mitere chelo pay wakamit ni winen wani paka jopur.
Thank you so much there. Let me get to Brenda. Brenda, monitoring service delivery. Of course, I just want to add something briefly before, of course, we can continue there. To what, of course, the two have already, of course, said.
Yes, I just want to respond to a question you had asked about why women. Maybe briefly, we implemented this similar project in northern Uganda. That was in 5 districts: Apache, Kole, Oyam, Gulu, and Amuru. And the same approach we used is what we brought to eastern Uganda. We selected one county in each of those districts, and within that county we selected 2 sub-counties, and in each of those 2 sub-counties we selected 3 parishes where we implemented the project. And because the communities were empowered, and they developed the zeal to monitor service delivery, report, and engage with their leaders to bring about change, we had several achievements and successes that we realized as a result of the project. It was upon that background that we felt we needed to upscale, to replicate the project and bring it to another region, and that was how we came to Tororo, Busia, and Palisa. That drives me back to your question, why women? And then why should we bother with service delivery as it's what is given to us by the government, their government programs? Yes. When we look at our community, the highest population or the highest coverage is women, children, youth. I think we agree with that.
Yeah.
And then when we look at these public services, they are the same categories of people who mainly use them. Look at our health centers, our hospitals all over the country. Just go to the nearest health center next to you. You will find that mothers are crowded in those health facilities. When the services are not good, they are the mothers who suffer. A child will fall ill, the father will move and go to the trading center to enjoy, to have fun. It is the woman to struggle to move that long distance to the health facility. When she gets to the health facility, she may find no drugs, no health worker.
She's also using the road.
Yes, she's using the road because the man has gone with the bicycle somewhere. She has to walk that long distance. The road could be flooded. So you find that the burden is on the woman. Look at education. We have schools around our parishes, but what is the quality of education there? Whose children are suffering? It's in some communities, even men do not want to buy scholastic materials for their children. When a child goes to ask for a book, a pen or pencil, some fathers back at them. The kids have to run to the mothers. The mothers have to look for ways to raise money to support these children, to ensure that they access education, quality education. When you look at government programs, so many programs have been brought to us in the community, but we as the citizens or beneficiaries, we have failed to appreciate these projects. We are given projects, we don't own them and say, no, that is the government school, that is the government road. We don't want to take responsibility to maintain or take care of some of these things that the government is providing to improve on our welfare and our well-being. And yet we as the community, every single problem will start, we want the government to do for us this. Twagala government atukolere kino na kino. You find that dependency syndrome. The government makes effort to give us services, but we don't care to take good care. Look at the boreholes we have in the community. We as the community are supposed to maintain these boreholes, these water sources that have been provided. We have user committees in place who are supposed to maintain these public institutions and services, but we do not make use of them. Some of these committees actually mismanage the resources that are generated by the communities to make sure that some of these facilities are maintained. And we as the communities know about that, but we keep quiet. So why we brought the women and the men on board, it is mainly to empower them, to make them realize and appreciate that it is actually their right. They are entitled to accessing those services, and not only accessing it when it's in a kwara state, but when it is of high quality.
High quality.
So by it being, for it to be high quality, they have to take the step to engage, to make noise, to make sure that things are worked on and improved better.
All right, thank you so much for that. Let's get to another issue. Dear listener, getting to the activities that are going on. Agnes.
Yeah, the activity still is just around the monitoring. Like already mentioned, we do data collection, After monitoring, and after that we document and disseminate. Now I want to go to the details of what we exactly do with this information that we gather. For instance, we ensure that the information are directed to the direction where it's supposed to go. We can give an example of the public infrastructure. For instance, if we get that the roads are not up to the standard that is required, you can give examples of roads of Nagongara sub-county. We had issues of roads of Nagongara sub-county and even Mulanda sub-county, and the committee, the Social Accountability Committee, went ahead to present this issue to their parish leaders, and it was taken to the sub-county council, and they were still discussing it, and they referred them out to the district councillor, who actually lobbied, or I don't know whether it is lobbying, but maybe it was already in plan, but he informed them. You know, sometimes you may think people are not caring. Yeah, things are really planned, but you're not just aware. And we encourage the community to look at it like they are not aware, because they are never aware. So they keep on asking. So the district councillor came in, and they were given an assurance that actually these things are already in plan. We are only lacking a driver for the grader, and your roads will be graded. And indeed, another assurance came in when our LC5 visited Nagongara with the Minister, Honorable Asheng. They gave an assurance to the community that they are going to work on all the roads. And as I talk now, the plan is going on. The same thing has happened in Mulanda. The roads are also being worked on. So that's an achievement. So ours is about making sure that people know where the problem is and who should be addressed. So that's the activity on the ground. And then when it comes to advocacy, that's our major activity in the field. Whenever we get an issue up, we feel we should take it to the next level. So we employ our advocacy skills, and we advocate for improved services. For example, ask, why is this borehole not repaired, and then it has to be repaired. Why is this health center lacking our staff, and our staff is always given. For example, can give an example of Namoya Health Center, where the LC5 promised to give us a health center worker because the health center was there long time and nobody was there as a staff. In other places, we have influenced transfer of corrupt staff, like in Busia, and have been transferred and replaced with people whom we feel can work. That's generally what we do in the field. When we come up here at organization level, we've created awareness, as we talk, one of the objectives about the good governance.
That issue of awareness, women tend to shy away, especially in, of course, the local area down there, even in at the district here, to take on some of these serious issues. For instance, you look at the health sector, hospitals, they are most affected, like Brenda, of course, has put it very clearly. But when you are to mobilize women, say, please, let's demand for this, they have always been shying away. Now, how are you handling that?
I think we are taking a little bit of deviation from when we say Women of Uganda Network, people think everything is about the women. But I think the women are simply taking the initiative to fight for others. And in this aspect, we've even brought men on board. Actually, the project in Tororo is a governance project. It's not a women project, it's not a gender project, it's just a women, a service delivery project. It's a governance issue, corruption issue. So it's not about women at all. It is simply women joining others to do it. And also, WOUGNET feels that women have been always left behind. They have always been marginalized in participation. That's why they bring them on board. But as I say, men are also there. And remember, when we start from the village, we have the men and the women. When we go to the leaders, we don't care whether the leader is a woman or a man, but we hold you accountable for what you're supposed to do. And you have to do it as your responsibility. If you're a CDO, we don't go to a CDO who's a woman, we go to a CDO. A sub-counter chiefs, all of them are men. So we are actually working with the men to face this.
Maybe to supplement on what Agnes is saying, yes, this project, governance itself, it needs change of attitude, and attitude cannot be changed within one day. It cannot be changed within 1 week or 1 month. It is an ongoing process. Of course, as we keep on sensitizing them, encouraging them, training them, it keeps on empowering them and helping them change their attitudes. For the women that we have been working with, actually, some of them used to be shy, some of them used to fear, but somehow, as a result of the project, people are feeling more confident, they are feeling more comfortable, and they are finding it easy to meet their leaders, to engage with their leaders at the various levels. Actually, tomorrow, we have some group that we are bringing to engage with the district officials to present their findings that they have gotten from the field and have leaders respond to what steps they have taken to address those issues or on what they will do to address those issues.
Yeah, and also to supplement on hers, practically, and what we are doing now, you realize that the women have taken up. You know, women, when they are given opportunity, they really do it well. But because always the society, I don't want to say men, the society always feels that women cannot do anything. Yeah. So there's that stereotype thinking that, after all, I can't do it. But once women are put on board, they do really do. Like this very project we are implementing, if you went down to get the percentage of people who are very active, it is the women, it is the female councillors who take these things to the council. And they make sure they talk. And once they talk, they are heard. I don't know why they respect them because they are mothers. But usually what we've taken in, we've realized that the leaders are really trying to do everything to make sure that they address the issues that the women present. So basically, things of women here, we are not even sensitizing the women only. We are sensitizing the whole community about it. And I just want to mention a few things. I mentioned about awareness raising. We have also trained people on ICT. And we've also held there's continuous documentation, continuous monitoring of service delivery, which is ongoing. We've done radio talk shows. This is the second time we are doing it here. We also did it in Bali. And we've also had a national conference to engage with policymakers. And we are going to have a district engagement meeting tomorrow. We had one in Busia. And that's part of it. So our project is a continuous repeated kind of approach. It keeps on repeating. So after this again we shall continue with the very things that we've mentioned here. So to answer your question very clearly, women are on board and are very active. Nobody out there should think that women cannot do this thing. They're able to do it. Only that they've never been given the opportunity.
All right, thank you so much. Let me get to John Peter before we get to the listeners. Talking about, of course, a few of the activities with, of course, some achievements and then some challenges before we get to the callers.
Yeah, thank you, moderator. Everyone, you pin koro, you welcome to Wakoro. Wanitieka Rock Mambo, waluokungi project ma WOUGNET. Paka utekuluere gijatele. Yadwong modera to penjoka ni irang moni amajo bedo paka wich kitipa me akodoko juwinjo goroko winjo duwandi nyichwo bende iye to iradwok modwok go owachi ni kitipa mo chakare gi mon akunye ipama mon me hongo me kitipa me utieko fuonjo group maji meno moriwere kirigi moni kirigi chwo ma percentage mathoth kasi toto mere chwo jo timo piradek ma umiachiel akamoni amatimo pirabiro ma umiachiel to ka jodwoko yuchalo koro to joneno gik piny matimere paka idwaririn ja dhako dunga Agnes omiyo ka granena idwaro mana mwaya dwaro get chon dwaro ber to jutich jungoye kamegi jutem bedo paka yobusia nitie jutich megi ma joke tim tich motire inyalo miyo jo kow makatich mupokero pokere iko jo onyori wan ka wateko bino to wamenyo gima timere yochelo koro wanitie kode form meno ma wapongo ma waneno gineni ka ango marachie ka ango ma timitere akabende wari pochoro ng'eyo me inger motire yo malo amomiyo wende utieki fuonjo wan gir nger ma oro simo inger meno ma oro radio inger meno ma oro cameras Kitiba me utieko lwenyi kodi chan mamenyo kosa lugo tiendi government gije piny ma government choro ruan kosa lim ma government choro ruan madongo ma waki ori iroyo motire bende jutieko bedo kodi romo ma Uganda gi pi bende kono ni me wanitie i radio iluo ma radio marario dikin wanitie gi chan meno maromo bende kodi jo district ma meno je wamito ni waribi paro kanyachiel lweny me kiri wan ma group ma wutori win wijo je yuchen koro neno ni keni chan for government kado iromo tire ilero.
Thank you so much. Rock Mambo. Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Engineer Julius Wanjisu.
Yes, Julius.
Yeah, I've liked the program very much. It's very educative, but only seeing the items that I've mentioned.
Yes.
I'm also thinking about trying to fight corruption. But to my understanding, they are now operating in Tororo, and they are only now operating in North Gudama and South Gudama. Why Tororo County left aside? Is that not corruption? Thank you.
Very interesting. 0200 906 266 is also on, and then 0454 4455 44. Those two lines will pick 2-3 callers, and we of course we shall close our lines. Agnes, isn't that also corruption?
Yeah, I don't think it is. Dear listeners, you know, this is a project, and donor projects are defined, designed, and we have always what we call coverage. So when you're applying for funds, if it was a government project, you would maybe say it is corruption.
Last time, this is how we answered, but anyway.
But now,
like when I asked why particularly you went to that area.
Exactly, I'm going to answer it that way. So we are first of all asked to operate in a particular area. Maybe they tell you one sub-county or two. And when we went to the district officials are the ones who directed us, and they have their reason. They said those are the most disadvantaged sub-counties with stubborn heads. People don't want to receive others and accept projects for development. So they say, let's try this time. And we are happy. They are very receptive.
Okay.
Yeah.
0454 445544. Hello. Skipping off. Rock Mambo. Hello. Hello. Sorry, skipping off. Mambo. Hello. Sorry, skipping off. You get back on 0454 4455 Rock Mambo. Oh, sorry. Hello. Rock Mambo. Yes, please.
I'm John Patrick from Akadot.
Yes, John Patrick.
Why not Tororo County?
All right. Respond to your concern there. They have already done so, but again, a concern again. Yes.
I want to thank our callers so much. Like we told you at the start, the project, in implementing it, we decided to carry the same approach that we used in northern Uganda. We are just piloting it in these selected county and 2 sub-counties, with the hope that when we get more funding, we are hopefully going to expand. In northern Uganda, we started in those two sub-counties and the parishes per district, but we have been getting funding and we are expanding our coverage. So we shall come to Tororo County soon.
Mambo. Rock Mambo.
Yes, hello?
Your name?
I'm called Young James, Secretary of the Union of Persons with Disabilities.
Yes. I
have 3 concerns. One, I appreciate the organization for coming, but they are now monitoring the subsidy delivery. How is the accessibility for persons with disability in public places? Then 2, the women are there. How is the involvement, participation of women with disabilities in their program. Then, where is the reporting? Because with the person with disabilities, we have the office and we also need to be partners. Please, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
That is a very good concern.
Yeah, I appreciate your concern. I know people with disabilities always feel they are left behind, but in this case, via public service delivery, we cater for everybody. It's a matter of who is concerned about what. For instance, if one of the things that would say is poor service delivery is, for example, if you construct an health center without taking care of accessibility by the PWDs, it's just funny. So those are the things that we are concerned with. It's a matter of raising it up and we follow it up. So for us, it's a matter of firing anything that we feel is not. So it's about the people who have the disability or people who are not even disabled but they are concerned to raise the issue up. Whatever you feel that the disabled people have been marginalized on, we follow it up. It is about governance. It is governance. So you don't have to worry. And then the other question was about women. Please, this project is not about women. This project is about the community. It is only women who are taking the initiative.
The issue was saying women participation. The women with the disability.
Yeah.
How is their participation?
Now, we've not discriminated anybody. We've invited anybody who wants to be there. And it's up to the community to choose whoever is supposed to be now. We don't discriminate via participation. So whoever is there and disabled and is part of us, we just do with them. Maybe you're asking for that do we have any particular thing with the disabled people? No.
Maybe
it's just general.
How would you get them on board? They have offices. I was also raising concern of the kind. They need to be partners.
Yeah. Now about partnership, Women of Uganda Network is a member organization. I mentioned it. Also Brenda mentioned it. It's a member organizations, and any organization that have similar objectives with us are free to become members, especially those ones who are addressing women issues. But about membership, we are yet to finalize because it had been there for long. We said we had 100 members, right? But then there are some other issues that came up and we need to clarify on membership fees and other things that are maybe preventing other people to join freely. For instance, if we say ICT projects, then we limit other projects. So we are trying to finalize on the best way to make more members come in. And maybe Brenda can say something about membership since she's from the Secretariat.
Thank you so much, the last caller. Concerning the involvement of persons with disabilities, specifically the women, this project is being implemented by community members who are just volunteers. So if the association is there, they can mobilize themselves and come out with issues that affect them in relation to service delivery, and we have these issues captured among the issues that we present to engage with other stakeholders. And then when we organize the different dialogue meetings, the different engagements at the sub-county, at the district, and we shall have one at the national level, that is next month, we can have these issues actually incorporated with having a representative of persons with disability to go and put forward their issues.
Yeah.
That will be so good.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. As we conclude, your last words, John Peter.
Everyone you chen koro wafoyo muti ko timereka wachimachowe ma just mumbachi wa mugoyo openjo ingema jo mongol mon mongol be jonyalo donje i project dagudong mo secretariat dagudong Brenda o nyonya larwani ni chanme kikweri jubante ka jome joniche gikitipa motire ma jo jutiko chano yuchelo koro jonyalo giro koko pajo to wabino to wanyalo neno ngema wanyalo konyejo.
All right, thank you so much. Brenda?
Thank you so much, those who have been with us. As I conclude, I just want to leave you with one message, that access to public services is a right and not a privilege. Let us not keep quiet with the challenges we are experiencing, when we see certain projects being brought to the community and not being implemented to satisfaction, let us not feel comfortable with it, with the feeling that they are just doing us a favor, the government officials are just doing us a favor. Let us have it in mind that it is our right to access them, and let us rise up together to transform service delivery in our communities. Maybe as Agnes gives her remarks, she will direct you to where our information center is. For those who want to inquire more information about WOUGNET, to see how they can become partners with WOUGNET, you can visit that center to get more information. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, and just to say the last words, first of all, we're in Bale Road. That's where our office is, near Katungulu Market. There are those people who know Katungulu Market, or near Nayodep office. That's where our office is. Though we don't have a signpost, we are there. And if you want to get more information, my number is there, 0785-336-352. That's my personal number, but it can become public when it comes to work. I don't mind. I will help you. That's my personal number. But of course, if you have other details, they are there about WOUGNET. But to get it, you get through me, use that number. Then about our work, I appreciate the leaders, the community leaders who have been very supportive. But again, I also encourage the community to be very vigilant in monitoring, and they should not be set back by anybody who has ill intentions via maybe corruption and intimidations and so forth. So please, we ask for community participation to make us realize the goals of fighting corruption under this governance project. Thank you.
You've been very great listeners. Let's definitely meet next time. Thank you so much. News up next. Don't you go away.
Rock Mambo 106.8 FM. Rock Mambo. Listen to Rock Mambo FM. Rock Mambo FM. Rock Mambo. Rock Mambo. We take away your boredom. We take away your boredom. It will give you a smile. It will give you a smile. You will smile all over. You will smile all over. It will give you laughter. It will give you laughter. You will laugh all over. You will laugh all over. Eno ye Rock Mambo. Eno ye Rock Mambo. Ekube music.